Hello everyone and welcome to RMU Focus. I'm Casey Irwine and soon I'll be joined by my co-host Zack Jones to talk about all the events happening on campus and in the surrounding Pittsburgh area in the upcoming week. Right now, Zack is sitting down with Rob Goodman, the Senior Associate Athletic Director of External Operations, to talk about Family Weekend. Zack, take it away.
Hi, I'm sitting here with Rob Goodman today, and Rob, how are you today?
Zach, I'm great. I'm looking forward. It's a beautiful weekend. I can't lie. Fall is my favorite time of year, and sweatshirt and jeans weather, and it's going to be beautiful weather this weekend.
I'm also excited about the weather. So do you want to explain a little bit more about your job title? And
Absolutely. So I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director for RMU Athletics for External Operations. So basically I'm in charge of marketing and sponsorships and ticketing and media relations and social media and all that kind of good stuff. Anything that goes out to the public, not just in addition to things that are happening, with faculty, staff, and students. So anything with external focusing stuff to the people outside of the four walls of RMU.
yeah, and you're also helping with the Family Weekend this weekend. So what can you tell us about what kind of events are going to go on?
Absolutely, Zach. I mean, it's been, because of the pandemic the last couple of years, even though Family Weekend's been around for many, many years, it really is giving us an opportunity to relaunch it with really a really good focus. And talking with John Locke in Student Life, tonight there is a magician, Michael Misko, who is going to be in the Massey Theater at 7:30 and admissions free. Tomorrow at the game against East Tennessee State, Student Life will have a pregame hospitality with snacks and goodies and a photo booth outside of the plaza, outside of Joe Walton Stadium. And then on Sunday, there's family-friendly yoga at the rec center on Sunday at 9:30. So besides that, we have all the activities going on with the game as well.
That's exciting, and I heard there's going to be cowbells.
Free cowbells to the first 1,000 fans, courtesy of our great friends at Chick-fil-A Robinson. For those that are asking, they're red. Last year they were white, so they look really, really cool. So we expect a really loud crowd tomorrow. For those of you, everybody watching, I don't know if you knew this, we had the 6th largest crowd in Joe Walton Stadium history for the home opener against Staten. So great student turnout, great tailgating. We're going to have a party on the plaza, a DJ. There's going to be, for those who are old enough, a beer garden, but also regular drinks and grilled food and inflatables and cornhole and all that kind of good stuff. Anybody who's 18 and older can participate. We have a new 50-50 raffle that's sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. And then the other really cool thing is we're going to introduce our men's basketball team and our women's soccer team during the football game tomorrow on the field. So really a lot of stuff going on. We have, as part of Parents and Family Weekend, our men's soccer team is home tomorrow at 2, and our women's soccer team is home Sunday at 1. So if you're looking to be outdoors, get great, have great experience in the great weather, there's so much to do on campus this weekend.
That's exciting. I didn't know about the attendance. And in your words, why do you think RMU has a Family Weekend?
I just think, well, first of all, as a campus, I just think we're that much of a, we're internally we're family, but I think as a parent of college-age kids, it's always that emotional time when you're dropping your kids off at whether they're a freshman or a senior. It's always an emotional time when you're dropping your kids off at school. So one of the nice things is to let them know, and during move-in day, we were letting folks know that, hey, this event was coming up like a month after, you're dropping your kids off for school. And so I think that's why it's such a big deal. A lot of times it's a chance to see your kids, if you're not local, maybe before Thanksgiving. So I think as we build and put more of an emphasis towards this weekend moving forward from a football standpoint and working more with, and now that hopefully we're out of the hard times with the pandemic, I just think it's a great opportunity for parents to kind of reconnect with campus, and everybody's frantic and everybody's dropping their kids off and they don't know where things are, and now you can kind of breathe, you can take your kids out to eat, you can go, you can have some fun, and I just think it's a great natural progression for the year.
Yeah, it's really good that the university is extending this opportunity to parents. And one last question for you. What event do you think you're most excited for over the weekend?
Being a little biased, I'm excited for the football game tomorrow. Our coach, Bernard Clark Jr., has an amazing staff and players that are just working so hard. We went and played an FCS game 2 weeks ago against Miami of Ohio. We were in it the entire game. We have a game later in the year at Appalachian State. So he's not afraid to play anyone, and these guys are playing hard. And again, I think I'm most excited because I want to see building off of that momentum of the home opener, how well we could do. I mean, we have 5 home games. It's really easy for RMU students to come out, faculty, staff to come out and support the program. So while there's a lot of amazing things going on, I think the centerpiece of it all will be football. But again, all of the things that John Locke and his staff have put together are going to be fantastic as well.
Of course, and we're expecting a huge turnout for that football game with all the parents and the cowbells.
Absolutely. We need more cowbell.
And that's all the time we have. So thank you, Rob, for joining us today. And I was Zach Jones, and this is Rob Goodman, and we're sending it back to Casey. Check out all the family weekend events going on.
Make sure you check out all the activities coming up and sporting events. Now we come after a break. We've got the latest from RMU Focus and what's going on this week.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other,
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
Actor.
it's time we take a step forward
it's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Welcome back to RMU Focus. I'm Casey Irwine, and Zach Jones will be joining me in a second. He's just getting his makeup on to look nice and pretty for all you guys. There's been a lot going on at campus this past week, so let's get right into it. On Tuesday, the Fall Career Fair took place at the UPMC Event Center. 85 employers from a wide variety of industries were able to meet and talk with students along with many other opportunities, making another successful fair. On Wednesday at Nicholson Center, SAFE hosted an LGBT+ themed Jeopardy! It was a fun evening with prizes going out to the first and second place winners. Also on Wednesday, Positive Advocates held their first meeting of the semester. They were able to discuss their upcoming events and assign leadership roles. Wednesday continued to be as busy as it was, also thanks to the RMU Day of Giving, where an incredible $569,898 were raised across 977 donors, putting RMU at 130% of its original goal.
On Sunday, September 11th, I Prevail took a stop at the UPMC Event Center on their True Power Tour. Ellie Whittington has got a first-hand look at the show, and let's take a look.
This past Sunday, the UPMC Event Center hosted I Prevail on their True Power Tour. The concert kicked off with yours truly from Sydney, Australia. The band was excited and set the energy for the evening. The second set was Fit for a King from Dallas, Texas, and they took that energy from yours truly and multiplied it. They got the crowd excited for the highly anticipated Pierce the Veil and encouraged the pit to crowd surf. Following Fit for a King was Pierce the Veil from San Diego, California. Pierce the Veil has been a prominent figure in the emo and pop-punk community for over a decade, and their fan base is massive. This was the first tour in over 5 years for the band, and their fans showed up to support them. The band saved one of their most popular songs, King for a Day, as their final song. I Prevail from Southfield, Michigan entered the stage and immediately dove right into their first song, There's Fear in Letting Go. The energy from the crowd was at its peak, and the band held it there for the remainder of the show. The band encouraged as much crowd surfing as possible, and the fans obliged. I Prevail ended their set with Come and Get It before exiting the stage. The crowd began chanting for one more song, and the band delivered with two final songs, Gasoline and Bow Down. The UPMC Event Center will host their next concert on Thursday, September 27th at 7:30 p.m. for the Twin Parade.
Thank you, Ellie. For the latest news, sports, and arts and entertainment, head over to RMU Century Media, where they have writers have you covered with all things RMU in the surrounding Pittsburgh area on the website. You will be able to find an in-depth look at some of the events we will be talking about today, so make sure to check it out at rmucenturymedia.com.
Coming up after the break, we will be getting into the events happening on campus this week and the sporting events we can look forward to this weekend, as well as look into how men's basketball head coach Andy Toole started out at RMU. Stay tuned here for more on RMU Focus.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
I can't wait to get back to field trips with my school.
Not having to think about putting on a mask.
I really can't wait to get back to life, really.
I miss all my friends. I miss taking pictures in school.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
COVID-19 vaccines are available, and they're the first step to safely getting back to things we miss most. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
It's time to make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines. The dangerous new Delta variant is more than twice as contagious as the original virus and can affect anyone. Right now, 9 out of 10 hospitalizations and deaths from COVID are among unvaccinated people. Getting vaccinated might save your life, and there's now an option that's fully approved by the FDA. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say, like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to RMU Focus. Let's take a look at the events happening on campus this week. Now, kicking off the weekend, the Delta Zeta sorority is playing sand volleyball at the sand courts across from the gazebo. The ZG chapter of Delta Zeta at RMU has some philanthropy opportunities available. The event starts later today at 5 p.m. and the sisters would love for you to get out there and learn more about them and their organization. It is a part of their informal recruitment, and the event will be going on. They will be having events going on all weekend.
On Friday at 7:30 in the Massey Theater, magician Misko will be there to entertain you and your families. Michael is an internationally award-winning magician whose performances have literally taken him around the world. Michael's greatest asset is the ability to combine sleight of hand technique and theatrical motivation to form a seamless evening of inspired, skilled, and entertaining magic. Admission is free to bring your family and go check it out.
Can I get a Women in Power? Tomorrow, the Strong Women, Strong Girls organization is having member training for new members at Oakland Catholic High School from 9:15 to 3 p.m. The nonprofit organization is focused on championing the aspirations and potential of young women through mentorship and research-based curriculum. The event requires registration, so be sure to register by Saturday if you are interested.
Colonial Catholic Ministry offers Mass in the Rogo Family Chapel every Sunday at 8 p.m. during the school year to help students fulfill their weekly obligation. Mass is the source and summit of the Catholic faith, so having Mass on campus in the chapel is the greatest gift CCM can give to Catholic students. The Colonial Catholic Ministry also has volunteering opportunities throughout the semester, so make sure to check them out if you are interested.
On Tuesday, the Center for Student Success is having a presentation on the do's and don'ts of writing a cover letter. The program will offer preparation tips to help you get started writing this important employment letter. The presentation will also include tips on what to do and not to do regarding format, length, content, structure, and writing style. It will be held in Hale Center, room 302, on Tuesday the 27th at 4:30 p.m.
Join the National Council of Negro Women this Wednesday, September 28th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. as they welcome new students while giving them meaningful advice. The NCNW is a leadership, service, and advocacy organization for African American women whose mission is to lead, develop, and advocate women of African descent as they support their families and communities.
The School of Informatics, Humanities, and Social Sciences is throwing an event highlighting the different jobs available in the nonprofit sector. Staff from RMU's Covestro Center for Community Engagement will host the event and answer any questions or concerns regarding volunteering or working for nonprofit organizations. It will be held at 4:30 p.m. at the Weekly Caf on Thursday the 29th.
Also coming up this weekend, you can cheer on your Colonials at some of the upcoming games. After a tough loss last time out, the football team will be hosting East Tennessee State tomorrow at noon for Parent Weekend. The Colonials look to get their first win with Jake Simmons starting at QB as revealed on Colonial Sports Center last night. The men's soccer team looks to continue their hot streak as they will be taking on Purdue Fort Wayne tomorrow at 2 p.m. Come cheer on these players that are being recognized nationwide. After a slow few games following their best start in program history, the women's soccer team hosts Detroit Mercy this Sunday at 1. Please come support your Colonials. Speaking of the upcoming sports, a few weeks ago, some of the Colonial Sports Network writers got the chance to sit down with men's basketball head coach Andy Toole to talk about how he got into coaching and how he got his start at RMU. Let's take a look.
First got into basketball and then ultimately decided to get into coaching.
Obviously I played, so I started playing when I was 4 and played all the way through college. And then when my college career was over, I decided to I was going to try and play professionally, and during the summer that I was working on probably going overseas or something along those lines, I was actually injured. I had an ankle injury, same foot actually that I currently have injured, and kind of got into training and teaching and doing some workouts for some young kids, and I really enjoyed teaching. I always thought that I would go back into being involved in sports somehow. I'm not a cubicle 9-to-5 type person, so I felt like whether it be at the high school level or potentially at the college level, just being around the game, that was always what I had known, it's always what I had done. And so started working for running an indoor basketball facility. That was 4 courts, 28,000 square feet, running leagues and camps and clinics and birthday parties and everything you could imagine. And the more that I worked with the better players, the more I enjoyed it. And so I felt like trying to get into the college coaching world would really be something that would excite me. And I'm a very competitive person, so going from, playing is probably the best thing that you can do, and then coaching is probably the next best thing you can do to be able to have some of that competitive energy and those competitive juices on a regular basis. So I got into coaching at 25 and, was really fortunate to be able to come here, be an assistant for 3 years, and then get an opportunity to be a head coach at such a young age. Not a ton of coaches have that kind of path, but I was, like I said, very fortunate and kind of right place, right time, and have tried to make the most of it.
So what about the program here at RMU piqued your interest where you wanted to join the coaching staff here?
Well, I was working for a guy named Mike Rice who had just been hired to be the head coach here, and he was a good friend of mine. And so that was a huge part of, kind of my decision to come here. I was an assistant coach at Lafayette College at the time when I was offered the job to come here. I'd never been on campus before. I'd been to Pittsburgh only one time in my life previous, and decided to come out here and help Mike kind of start his head coaching career. We were fortunate to inherit some really, really good players from Mark Schmidt, who was the previous head coach. Those guys were all juniors and seniors, and so they really bought into us and our coaching and our style and our system offensively and defensively, and we were able to have a ton of success. And then because of that success, Mike went on to become the head coach at Rutgers, and I was fortunate to become the head coach here.
If you want to see more like that, head over to Colonial Sports Network, where the writers have got you covered. Colonial Sports Network is your home for everything Robert Morris Athletics, from the Joe Walton Stadium, the UPMC Event Center, North Athletics Complex, and even over on the island. The writers and multimedia team over at CSN will keep you updated with the latest news and highlights as the fall sports rage on.
And now when we come back, we will be talking about the events that will be taking place in the surrounding Pittsburgh area this week, as well as Casey and I will be talking about what you should be watching and listening to this weekend. Stay tuned after the break.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
I can't wait to get back to field trips with my school.
Not having to think about putting on a mask.
I really can't wait to get back to life, really.
I miss all my friends. I miss taking pictures in school.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
COVID-19 vaccines are available, and they're the first step to safely getting back to things we miss most. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
It's time to make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines. The dangerous new Delta variant is more than twice as contagious as the original virus and can affect anyone. Right now, 9 out of 10 hospitalizations and deaths from COVID are among unvaccinated people. Getting vaccinated might save your life, and there's now an option that's fully approved by the FDA. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to RMU Focus. Let's talk about the events that will be coming up this weekend in it and out in the week ahead in the city of Pittsburgh, as well as what we think you should be streaming this weekend. Science After Hours, that's what Carnegie Science Center is promising tonight as they host a black and gold event for Pittsburghers over 18. The event will cover all 4 floors of the building and include a Q&A from Pittsburgh sports writers Chris Carter and Josh Yo. A giant game of Jackbox Quiplash hosted by comedian Jeremiah Ion, a tournament of Pittsburgh sports moments, and more. The event costs $25 and starts tonight at 6 p.m. and runs until 10 p.m. If you cannot make it to tonight's event, there are plenty more 18 and over events coming up.
The Pittsburgh Opera is presenting this Czech version of The Little Mermaid, Rusalka. It will be the first time the Pittsburgh... For over a century, artists have turned to both materials and abstraction and away from realism to comprehend the nature of reality. Though they reference time travel, spirituality, and vision, in the end they illustrate the difference between knowing something and knowing its name. For the next 2 days, the Westmoreland Museum of American Art is hosting Knowing and Naming, Abstraction Beyond Reality. Admission is free, so come down to see this wonderful art.
Okay. The Pittsburgh Opera. How are you, Casey? Make sure you check out all the family events over the weekend, and we're gonna go to break real quick.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
I can't wait to get back to field trips with my school.
Not having to think about putting on a mask.
I really can't wait to get back to life, really.
I miss all my friends. I miss taking pictures in school.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
COVID-19 vaccines are available, and they're the first step to safely getting back to things we miss most. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
It's time to make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines. The dangerous new Delta variant is more than twice as contagious as the original virus and can affect anyone. Right now, 9 out of 10 hospitalizations and deaths from COVID are among unvaccinated people. Getting vaccinated might save your life, and there's now an option that's fully approved by the FDA. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Sorry about the technical difficulties there, but we're back on track now, talking about Clydes. Starting Saturday, the City Theater Company is putting on their production of the show Clydes, and the comedy follows a group of formerly incarcerated characters working at a truck stop in a small Pennsylvania town. They come together to find fulfillment in their lives and in creating the perfect sandwich. The show runs at City Theater from September 24th to October 16th. The start times vary depending on the date, so for more info, check the City Theater Company website.
Speaking of fall fun, the second annual Fall Family Fun Day is back this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Alameda Park, and admission is free. Spots are first come, first serve, and the first 200 cars will receive a dash plaque. Registration is not required, and cars may show up the same day of the event at no fee. No cars before 8 a.m. There will be food truck vendors and children's activities at the event, which include bounce houses, dragonfly balloons, and crafts. Craft vendors will be at the event featuring many local items. So get your family together and enjoy the fall weather.
Do you hate looking at the food you eat? If so, dining in the dark is for you. The restaurant Revival on Lincoln is having a pitch-black dining experience for customers on Thursday. The menu is kept secret with only meat and vegetarian options available. For $85, diners will get this unique two-course experience. The event is on the 29th and runs from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. with each experience lasting about 90 minutes. Tickets must be bought beforehand, and the event is exclusive to those over the age of 21.
Now on to some upcoming concerts in Pittsburgh. The Avett Brothers, a folk rock band, will be performing tonight at Stage AE at 6 p.m. The concert was originally planned for August 19th, but you still have time to get tickets. Pusha T, who has been a part of classic tracks such as Runaway by Ye, will be performing at Stage AE this Sunday for his Almost Dry tour. Doors open at 7 p.m., so buy your tickets now. Brown Eyed Woman, an all-female tribute to the Grateful Dead, will be performing Sunday night at the Thunderbird Cafe and Music Hall at 8 p.m. As our producer Ali says, woman in power. In one of the biggest concerts of the year, Post Malone comes to Pittsburgh next Wednesday for his 12 Carat tour. Buy your tickets now, for it will be a great show at the PPG Paints Arena. Now for my Song of the Week this week, I talk about one of my favorite songs, and that is a total masterpiece. And that song is Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst by Kendrick Lamar. It is such a deep and personal track and probably the greatest storytelling song of all time. The song deserves you to sit down and listen to it with your full attention. And after that, though, it's also great for late night drives.
My Song of the Week is actually a new feature on Spotify. I got plenty of new music suggested to me via Spotify's new Get Ready with Music feature. After plugging in my vibe, my intent for the day, and some colors of my outfit, the app mixes together songs using the 3 ingredients and provides me with a whole 30-song playlist to listen to. The playlist features entirely new music, so this is a great way to find new tunes for your day. And now with the mid-season mark just passing for House of the Dragon, now is the perfect time to get into the series. It is incredible television and is on par, if not exceeds, the quality of Game of Thrones. Coming out weekly on Sundays at 9, the show is set hundreds of years before the original series, so even new viewers can watch the show without being spoiled. House of the Dragon has some of the best characters, sets, directing, writing, you name it. That's without even mentioning the incredible acting on the show. Patty Considine, Millie Alcock, Reese Fonz, and Matt Smith being particular standouts. Bottom line, this show is amazing, and you are missing out if you don't check it out.
I'll be honest with y'all, since I have the attention span of a 2-month-old puppy, I don't really sit down and watch a lot of things. But if you want a total masterpiece, you gotta watch Cars 2. It is just perfect. Action, drama, romance, everything you could want in a movie. Defies all the odds of being a children's movie. I get a lot of hate for it being a bad movie, but it's incredible. Now that's all we've got for RMU Focus here today. It's been a great show. I'm Casey Irwine alongside Zach Jones. Join us again once again next week for RMU Focus.